And how old is too old to hold public office? That's a question that's back on many Americans' minds this week after two U.S. politicians appeared to experience very public medical incidents. First was Republican Senate leader Mitch McConnell, who froze for more than 20 seconds mid-sentence while speaking on camera before being led away by aides. The 81-year-old returned shortly afterwards, telling reporters he was fine. Less than 24 hours later, another senator appeared confused during a committee vote. To tell us more, DW reporter Ben Dorman now joins me in the studio. So, Ben, what exactly happened in this latest medical emergency?
Well, so this time it was 90-year-old Democratic Senator Dianne Feinstein who appeared confused during a committee hearing. She was meant to simply vote yes on a measure. However, she's instead tried to launch into a speech. Her aides had to repeatedly tell her, just vote yes, which she eventually did. Afterwards, her staff said that it was just a very chaotic session and that the senator was preoccupied with other things, but it's far from the first time there's been concerns raised about the senator's health. She spent more than 2.5 months out of the Senate earlier this year. She returned frail and seemingly often confused when reporters were trying to speak to her. And prior to that, there were long-standing media reports about her cognitive decline. But she's also far from the only extremely old politician in Congress where there are concerns.
Yeah, and this is coming right as we're facing an election campaign with two of the oldest candidates ever to run for the office of President of the United States. So is this age or issue of age really as endemic as it seems?
To put it simply, yes. There has been an increasingly old Congress. In the last 2 decades, it's got it older and older. Now, 1 in 4 lawmakers are already over the age of 70. That's in a country where the average citizen is only 38. And this, of course, as you said, is also the time that Biden has become the oldest sitting president ever at the age of 80. His likely opponent is 76. So there is a clear issue here with the political class becoming increasingly old. And as we know, as you get older, it's often mental decline sets in, particularly after the age of 70. You're also more at risk of things like Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia.
And is this an issue that's really weighing on the minds of the American populace? I mean, there's a minimum age, for example, to run for president. Are they calling for a maximum age?
Well, according to opinion polls, most Americans are in favor of either some combination of term limits where you would be able to avoid having quite such lengthy political careers, or even a mandatory retirement age. In more than 30 states, there already exist mandatory retirement ages for judges, for example. However, there's an obvious caveat that any kind of reform in this style would have to be voted on by these very lawmakers themselves who are potentially the problem. But with Biden set most likely to face Donald Trump in the election next year, this issue of advanced age in American politics doesn't seem likely to go away soon.
No, it definitely doesn't. All right, that was DW reporter Ben Dorman. Thanks for your reporting.
Thank you.